So Mark, come on over here, and so we can do question and answer stuff. We're just going to move from here over there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the owl you saw in the building part of the video, finished and fired to cone 6 with metal oxides wash on it to make it a warmer, toastier brown kind of color, yet still have some contrast. Is this going to be, this belongs to you.
This does. And this isn't the one in the video. The one in the video is bigger.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because this, so that all your work shrinks.
That's right.
Shrinky dink.
That's something that sometimes people are shocked by, is how much smaller
Like, what
the
was
artwork
this?
is. Yeah, at least 15, sometimes 20% smaller. So that's always a surprise.
That's amazing.
So over here are the sort of inventory of artworks that can help me describe some of the themes and subject matter that's in my work, and how a lot of the sort of mystical, magical part of my artwork is similar to your artwork. What do we call it? Having the mythic dimension?
Right. The unseen worlds, we talk about it.
Right.
Right. And back to visionary work or shamanic work, it's like we have access to our imaginations, really, where the imagination is real.
So these come from these are of a series I call Dreamers Dreaming. Whatever it's a head that's like almost like Buddha meditating, and whatever I sculpt on it or paint on it is the dream that the dreamer's having. So an example would be the king head. He's contemplating his kingdom. In this case, it's the animal kingdom. The other theme common in my work is shaman with a familiar or a headdress with a totem animal like a raven.
And you've got actually shamanic women. There's like spirit women.
Yes.
There are lots of goddesses.
This one is an example. These two are an example of that. With ceramic art, working at this scale, most people who collect my work show it outside, like in their garden or patio. So it's fired to a temperature that makes it weatherproof, and when it's really tall and narrow like this, it's vulnerable to tipping over or a kid climbing on it. So I have earthquake-proofed it with an armature inside, and the base is made weatherproof also. So the base, its job is to get it up to the right height to look at.
And the bases are mostly not clay, right? They're plaster.
Some of them are clay, some of them are a limestone compound that's been put on styrofoam.
Right.
So since all clay is hollow, these parts, including the base, this armature can be sleeved over. The parts get sleeved over the armature, and that makes it, that prevents any lateral movement.
And that you can have a big piece and take it apart in pieces.
The other advantage, of course, is I don't have to pick up anything that weighs more than like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
There was a collector in Napa who bought one of these in a gallery, and the gallery installed it they didn't ask me to install it. They installed it and they didn't do it right.
They didn't put any internal
they didn't earthquake-proof it, so it got destroyed. It wasn't the only piece in his collection that got destroyed.
And then because insurance covered it, you got paid again to make another one.
Yeah, he called me up, said, make do that one over,
And here's money.
and I'll pay you to do it again.
And what happened to the broken one?
It ended up in his backyard.
In pieces. The top was all, by the time I got it to the backyard, it was in like 4 pieces, and I just epoxied the crap out of it.
Right, kind of like an archaeologist. Right.
So one of the things is that we got together years ago. He kind of tricked me, but we got to this point where we were actually working like 1 week, a day a week together, just playing around. And we looked at one of my paintings, which was a head with a city on it.
This one over here is close to that.
Yeah, and what Clayton said is, let's make a sculpture out of that. So we took one of my 2-dimensional paintings, which was actually an inspiration from one of my teachers.
Yeah.
And we turned that into a sculpture, and then that's how ideas move around. Is that we bump up against each other, and as a 2-dimensional artist again, I love being around 3-dimensional work.
So, like the year you moved in, I was making ravens, and you were painting ravens.
Yeah.
And because it's a magical creature.
Yeah.